Let's take a look at how we can turn an existing database into a Spawn data image via creating a backup. So here I have the Pagilla dataset. It contains a series of tables, and we can actually query one of these to see that we have some data within it. We'd like to take this dataset and turn it into a data image that we can use in Spawn. To create a data image from that existing database, I'll use pgdump to create a database backup file, and then I'll pass that to Spawn for it to use to create a data image. So first of all, I'm going to create a subdirectory and move into it. I'm then going to use pgdump to create a dump of that database. So pgdump has completed, and I now have a dump.sql file within this directory that represents the database I want to be creating a data image from. Don't forget to add the -- create flag, which ensures that it creates the database as part of the database dump itself. Next, I'm going to create the image YAML that Spawn needs to create a data image from this backup file. I'll create a new file called image.yaml and copy in the contents that I need. Here, I've told Spawn that my source type is a backup. I want to call the data image Pagilla. The engine is Postgres version 12, and here's my backup config. The folder refers to where my actual dump.sql file exists, and the file is the dump.sql file itself. I've also added a tag here called production, so that I can see within Spawn that this represents a production backup. So now that I've got my Postgres backup and the image YAML that represents how to create an image from it, I'll ask Spawn to do that for me. Here I'm telling Spawn to create a data image using the definition in this YAML file I've just created. So that image has now been created, and I can verify that by getting the list of data images from Spawn. Sure enough, there's my new Pagilla data image. So now that I have an image, I can create a data container from it. I've asked Spawn to create me a data container based off of that image, and then I'll be able to connect to it and query it just as any other database. That container is now created, and I can go ahead and connect to it using something like PSQL. Using the -o YAML input, I can get the connection details. I'll connect to the instance, provide my password, and then I'm in the database. I can see all of the tables that were in my original database that I took the backup from, and if I query the actors table, we can see all the data that was available. So that's how easy it is to create a Spawn data image from a Postgres database using pgdump, and then how to create and connect to data containers based off of that image.